Hey yo, what is up everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about how to package and ship to an Amazon warehouse for your very first FBA shipment. Let's get straight into it. Alrighty, so these videos are like so in and straight to the point because I don't have like an intro to play at all. So for everyone who's like watching these videos at the point, they're really lucky because they just get to be like me being hey, and then we jump straight into it. But like when I have an intro, just know that like I'm going to be riding my ego and playing that intro. But for now, likewise, I'm going to be going between the camera and my computer so I can sort of show you guys the different things that are going on. But before you do anything with sending a shipment into Amazon, you have to, one, make sure you have a Seller Central account set up. If you need help with doing that, you can click the little banner above. I've already created a video on that. It's super easy. It won't take you very long. So you can jump in there and do that. And number two is you have to have created and listed your very first product on Amazon. Second banner coming up now. I've also created a video on that. So once you've done those two things, you're ready to progress forward. And we can go in and set up the shipment for Amazon to accept in your stock. So we're going to jump into my computer now, but as always, if you get any value from this video, it would help me so much if you guys can hit that like button, hit the subscribe. It's totally free. It helps me out so much. But thank you guys so much for watching. So we're going to come straight across here. What you're going to need to do is when you go from your Amazon Seller Central homepage, once you log into your account, you're going to hit on the left here, the little burger icon, and come down to inventory and then manage all inventory. That's going to take you to this page and you're going to have your listing there. This is the one we worked on in that in the listing video. So it's our pregnancy pillow that we've got there with all the details. And so what you're going to do is you're going to come across to the side here to the little drop down button and you're going to hit send and replenish inventory. So that's going to take us into our shipment planner where we're going to get to put in the details, and I'll go through everything you need to make sure your shipment is ready for Amazon to accept. So you're going to come through to this screen here. But before we go ahead any sooner, there's going to be some terms I'm going to be talking about that I need you to understand. So we're going to be talking about one, which is a carton, which is going to look something like this. It's a bigger box, and what it's going to do is your carton is going to contain either cases or your product. That's what you need to think of it of. So the carton is the big outer box, and then it's going to be filled with amounts of your little box or your product, however it is you have it packaged. Maybe if you've got it in a little slip, but just imagine you had like 20 of these little boxes. This is like a little baby wrap. This is sold on Amazon. I use it as an example product as well. But if you had 20 of these in here, so you would have 20 cases and one carton, okay? That's super important just for as we're going forward. So when you click through, you're going to land on this screen, which is your send to Amazon screen. And the first thing you're going to do is have to select a ship from address. Now mine's already filled in and I have to blur it because it's a personal address. But you're going to go in there and you have a couple different options. So you can either put in there the address of your supplier, of which you'll have to ask them for, and it'll let Amazon know that that's the location you're shipping it from. What I've chosen to do here is because we're selling on Amazon Australia, I've put in an Australian address, which is one of the houses that I have, so that Amazon gives me a closer warehouse to ship the stock to. So for example, I've said one here in Queensland, that's sort of close to the border, so that then they think that's where my stock is originating from, and they will give me a warehouse to send, which is in Sydney, which is much closer than the one in Melbourne. Just meaning I have to pay less of a transfer fee to the freight forwarder company, and I get to save that money and put it straight back into my pocket. If you're doing this for the US market, it's a very similar thing. If you're getting stock from China, you're going to want to put in an address that is California, I believe, because it's the one that's closest to China, meaning hopefully Amazon will give you a warehouse that is closest to that destination and you don't have to ship it as far. But you have to be warned, this is against Amazon's terms of services. So you're a fully grown adult, you can make decisions on your own. It's up to you whether or not you want to do that. I'm just letting you know that that is an option because I want to show you everything you can do. But just keep that in mind whether you want to weigh up the cost against the risk that is available. So you're going to come across here, you select your marketplace. We've got Australia select for here and it'll already have the product there. Now, if we click on the prep information updated, it'll come up here and it's asking us what type of prep the product needs. Now, of course, this is going to depend on what type of product you're selling, but you can see the little drop down menu here, and there is a number of different options. You've got adult, baby products, fragile, glass, small, sharps. This is basically if you need Amazon to take care of any of the prepping that you haven't done yourself. And in most cases, it is best that you take your due diligence and do a lot of this work up front, because then if you don't, and let's say, for example, you had something sharp or something that was fragile, you're then leaving it in someone else's hands that you're not able to check. And if they do it wrong, you can end up getting sued, perhaps if it's something sharp, or you have broken products with no proof that there was things put in place to stop it from happening. So for us today, we're going to hit no prep needed, because that's what we need on our pregnancy pillow. It's not as sharp, it's not going to get broken. It's something we would have packaged and vacuum sealed in. So it would be all ready that once it goes into Amazon to go straight on their shelf to be sold. So if you're sending in stock that isn't within a carton, maybe you're only sending in like 10 or 5 or something, you're just testing something out, all you have to do is leave your packaging template as individual units. You can come straight across, put in the number of units, which would be 10, and then you'd be able to hit ready to pack, and you'd then be able to continue. But for most people who are going to be putting in a slightly bigger order, you want to come back across here and hit create new packaging template. So what you're going to do, we're just going to name this test, and this is a case pack. Remember what we said about the case, it's how many of the little boxes of your actual product we can then fit into a carton. And so we want to say how many units per box. So for this example, we're just going to say 10 of our products can fit in one carton. And then it's going to ask you for the dimensions and the box weight. So that's just so Amazon knows what's coming and they can start to sort out where they're going to store it. So you want to fill those out accurate to what your measurements are. Most of the time, you can confirm them with your manufacturer to make sure you're getting them right. Or if you've gone ahead and worked with a packaging designer, you'll already have those measurements ready. Or if you've got your golden sample there with you, just pull out a ruler and measure your product itself. So we want the measurements from a single individual product so that then Amazon can work out how many there's going to be in the carton. So we're just going to make this look like a box, just 10 by 10 by 10. And the weight we're going to put as 5 kilos. So we can then hit save. So we can see it come up down the bottom here where it says test. What we're going to do for this example is we're going to say 10 boxes, meaning we're sending in 10 cartons. And because we just put in that template that there were 10 of our products per carton, so 10 cartons times 10 products is 100 products or 100 units, which you can see it fills out there automatically. And we're then going to click ready to send. So Amazon will then automatically update it and we're able to hit confirm and continue. It's letting us know that the total FBA prep and labeling fees is $0 because we selected that we don't need any of their prep. We're taking care of it ourselves. So once you hit confirm and continue, you're going to get brought through here where we get to pick how big a size the shipment's going to be and the date that we're going to be sending it. So we can come in here. I'm going to select a week from now on the Wednesday. You just have to be careful when you're selecting the date. It is something you can leave until right at the end when you're finishing things up with your manufacturer. Your order's ready to go, then you create this shipment plan. Because if you do create it too early and things start to go wrong and your shipment gets delayed, it's okay if it gets shipped after the date you picked. But if it goes without 90 days of there being no updates by Amazon, they will cancel the shipment plan. Now, this can be okay if you send it early enough, but if your shipment is already on the water and you haven't then updated any of the details, Amazon will cancel the shipment plan, and that means your shipment that is coming in has all the wrong details on it, and you'll then have to pay someone to get it relabeled. So just keep that in mind. It's always best to leave it until the last possible moment, maybe a week out from when you're definitely going to be shipping your stock. But if you think it's going to be taking too long, there's a bit of an issue, maybe just cancel that plan and then recreate another one. Then we have the option whether we're going to be picking small parcel delivery or less than truckload. All that really means if you're doing small parcel delivery is that you're sending in small amounts of stock that you can either do yourself, you're doing through a partnered carrier like UPS or Australian Post here in Australia. If you're doing less than truckload, that's if you have it on a pallet. So if you have maybe, like we've got here, 10 cartons, and they're about the same size as the boxes we had before, they might be too big that they need to be put onto a pallet and then wrapped up. So that would be the only time you'd hit less than truckload. If you have several cartons and you're still using the small parcel delivery, you really should try using the less than truckload, because for your bigger shipments as they get heavier, it's going to save you money using the less than truckload. But if you do have a smaller amount of stock, definitely use a small parcel delivery, as Amazon is partnered with these carriers. And so they're able to get you a discounted price for being able to send that stock in. So for our one, we're going to select here less than truckload. And we can actually see down here already the address that it's going to give us to send our stock to. And like I said before, it's given us a New South Wales, Sydney address, which is closer to the one, our ship from address. Meaning we're going to pay less fees in the shipment costs on getting our stock from the supplier to the Amazon warehouse. And of course, we want to be making sure our details are correct throughout. So we can see here, there are 10 boxes coming, 1 SKU, meaning one product. So we're only sending in the one variation of our product. And then how many units that is, 100 units all up. So at the moment, that is still correct. So we're going to come down and then click confirm shipping destinations. Now, if you're shipping like I've just selected a less than truckload, you're going to have 2 different types of labels to attach. You're going to have your box labels, which we're dealing with now. And then in a moment, we're going to go through your pallet labels. So your box labels are going to go on the outside of each of your products, the smaller box. And as you can see here, we have a little drop-down menu where we can select a couple different sizes. Now, I always get my supplier to put these on the product before they're shipped. And all you have to do is ask them which size they would prefer. Most of the time, they have a printer already there that takes a certain size of paper. So just ask them and let them know. In the past for me, I've always had the A4 ones, which we're selecting there. They're going to print that out and stick it onto the box. So as you can see here with the stickers, I've had to white a couple areas out. But all this sticker does is showing Amazon the details and letting them know that your product is legit, that it's been set up properly and it's not some sort of scammed up product coming in. So then when it arrives, they can scan it and then they'll be able to always know where your product is within the entire warehouse. So these stickers are extremely important. Make sure you communicate with your supplier and make sure it's put in a space that is able to be scanned and it's not covered by tape of any sort, as they will always need to be able to get to it clearly. So once you've downloaded your box stickers, you can keep them to send to your supplier whenever you need. We're going to come across and select continue to carrier and pallet information, of which we're given a couple more essential details. You can see here that we now have a shipment ID. Now, when you are organizing your shipping, you would have either organized it through your supplier. They're going to do the shipment for you if you're doing it overseas, or 2, through a third-party shipment company. Now, I will do a video on this very soon. The link will be down below. But they will either way need your shipment ID when organizing the appointment with Amazon. So when your stock arrives into the country, either your supplier, if you're doing it through your supplier, you yourself will have to book an appointment with Amazon, which can be a little bit tricky, which is why I always choose to use a third-party shipment company. Now, the company I personally use is called Lucky Lucky. I'm in no affiliation with them. That's just the company I choose to use. Another really good one is called Worldcraft Logistics. You can make the decision yourself on which one works best for your business. But if you do the shipment through them, they specialize in Amazon deliveries, and they're able to take the stock straight from your supplier all the way into the Amazon warehouse. So they will take this shipment ID, as well as you can see just below here, an Amazon reference ID, which populates about 10 to 15 minutes after you finish the shipment plan. They're going to take those 2 numbers in contact with Amazon and say, hey, we want to book in this day and this time slot for the stock to arrive. Amazon's obviously getting lots and lots and lots of stock coming in all the time, so you have to book a free time slot in order to be able to book your stock in. So I would recommend using a third-party logistics company, as they'll be able to take care of it all for you. They're experienced, and it's just another way that you can automate your business, which is what I believe in, and taking yourself out of one of those roles when you could be creating other products and doing what you're good at. So we're going to come here. I'm just going to put how many pallets will we be shipping. For us, it's just going to be 10 boxes, so I'm going to say 1, and they're going to generate here the pallet sticker. So when we hit print, we can see these stickers, which are going to look a little bit similar to the ones we had before. And these are going to go around the outside of the pallet. So these again need to be completely uncovered so that Amazon is able to scan them when they get there and they know straight away which product it is and that it's a legit product. And then when they go and scan the box sticker, it's going to help them with tracking where your product is around the warehouse. Now, I will link some Amazon specific training down below where they go into in-depth detail about where to put your stickers and how to actually pack a pallet so that they will accept it. They need it in a specific way to ensure that it's safe for their staff. So I'll link these videos below so that when you're dealing with your supplier, all you have to do is send them this video and ensure they understand so that then you've taken the liability to ensure that everything is safe and it's then placed upon your supplier if anything is then done incorrectly. So then once that's downloaded, you're able to come in here and select which carrier you want to use. If you're using a third-party logistics company, I usually go with Other, as they are able to organize who's going to ship it themselves. They sometimes have partners with couriers who are going to be able to do it. And because your shipment is usually coming either from a plane or a boat to a dock and then onto a truck, it's usually going to be a separate company that does that trucking from the boat or the plane. So I've selected Other. If you wanted to organize it yourself, or you can organize it with your whoever's doing your shipment, you can select the related courier who's going to take care of that for you. So we're then going to hit proceed to enter tracking details, but at this stage, you are all good to be able to send your stock into Amazon. So you have your labels to go on the boxes, you've been given the address that you need to ship the stock to, and you've been given your pallet stickers as well. So that is everything you need to then put the shipment on the water or in the air and send it into the Amazon warehouse. The next step, which is enter your tracking details. And so we're going to come through here to the tracking details page, of which for us, because we're doing a less than truckload and shipping a pallet, it's going to require for us the bill of lading number. So where you're going to get that is once you've organized the shipment with your supplier, you want to let them know up front that you're going to need a bill of lading, so then they can organize to send the full document through to you. So once you've had that come through, you're going to enter in the number here. I'm not going to be able to do it because this isn't a real shipment, but you will still be able to have the stock on the water going in before entering in this number. Just ensure that you've already brought it up with your supplier before the stock is already moving so that things don't get lost and then you might end up without the document. Now, I know sometimes you can get away without having the document and putting it in. Again, this is something that's up to your own discretion. A lot of the times it's more of a formality or if something goes wrong. But there are like truck drivers who will pick it up without it because they're just an employer and don't care. That's some experience I've had in the past. But that is up to you, and it's always something that I try and stay on top of regardless, because it's better safe than sorry. So then, once you've provided that tracking details, your shipment plan will be finished, and that's all you have to do for that moment. Your stock's then going to travel across and eventually arrive at the Amazon warehouse, and you can check on updates on it in your shipping queue here. So you're going to have your different shipment plans you've created show up here. You can see that I have several as I've created lots. But we can see this is the one here we just created, 100 units to be sent to, that was the location code, and it says it's ready to ship. If I had provided the bill of lading number, it would say it's already in shipment, and then when it's being received, that would be changed to received, and you can see here these ones that are closed is when the stock's already finished, they've checked it in, and the entire shipment is done. You can click again here to track your shipment if you want to see how it's traveling. And you'll see, as I just mentioned, it'll have the different stages lit up for where Amazon is at. Now, sometimes you can have it stuck in receiving where Amazon has said, hey, we've received 95 units of the 100 we sent in the example, but it's okay. You don't need to panic. You can leave it for a couple days or a week, as sometimes they take a bit of time for everything to be checked in. If it goes longer than that and Amazon raises a discrepancy, that's when you're able to provide proof, like your document of purchase from your supplier that shows that you did pay for 100 units. And then you can also put in your bill of lading, which shows that 100 of them were sent. And then if Amazon accepts enough of the proof, they can sometimes then credit you for the stock that's gone missing. So just to recap quickly, what you're going to be doing is putting in your ship from address and then you'll be given your ship to address at the end of the shipment plan. You're going to be putting in the dimensions of your product and the weight, and how many of these fit into a carton, so that then Amazon is able to calculate how many of them are going to fit into a carton, how much that's going to weigh, and the size of the carton. You're then going to be given carton stickers. So we were given 10 because we put in 10 cartons. You're going to put that on the side of the carton so that Amazon is able to scan it easily and be able to see what it is exactly that's in there and that it's a legit product. Make sure it's not covered by tape. And then when all of your carton stuff, we had 10 all stacked on top of each other on top of a pallet, they're then going to be wrapped with, usually it's plastic wrap to ensure they stay in place. And you're going to have a pallet sticker. And you're going to be given 4. So you have one pallet with all of your cartons on it. And then, because there's 4 sides, you're going to put one of those pallet stickers on each side. So that'll be stuck there. So that's the first thing Amazon scans. And that needs to be ensured that the barcode is not covered as well. So Amazon can scan it, see the shipment plan, see it's a legit product, start unpacking it, and they will then scan the barcode that you've put on your carton. So that's it. That's everything you need to be able to send your first lot of stock into Amazon. Once you do it a couple of times, it becomes easier and easier. It can be a little bit intimidating at first. You've got this video now, so if you get stuck, go back and re-watch it. Each time you need to do it, you can come back to this video until you feel comfortable, but eventually it'll become just like second nature to you. So I'm super proud of you making it through this and being able to go ahead and take that next step. Just like always, I can always lead you to the knowledge. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. So you've got to go out and just test it. You can make a shipment plan now. If you stuff it up, you can just make another one. Let that one cancel itself and just make sure you're going ahead with the right one when you go to move forward with your shipment. If you guys have any questions or you feel like I've missed anything, please leave it down in the comments below. I always check the comments and go through and reply. Or come along to our Sunday product talk. I go live on Sunday for an hour where I go through different product ideas that I've had over the week and share them with why I think it's a good or a bad idea. Or if you have any questions, you can share them then, and I can go over it with you while I'm there for that hour. But thank you guys again so much for watching. I'm really proud of you, and remember, stick to it. You're only one product away from the life you've been dreaming of. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.